Can I ask you something, Miss Evelyn? Do you know what her pain is? Because the only reason a person would behave in this manner,
we're not going to throw this behavior word around again. We're not going to do that. She does not have a behavior problem, and that's not fair.
First of all, your finger in my face is not going to work for me.
But the name calling is not going to work for me. Because I don't appreciate you keep throwing out these names. That is what about my disrespect? All I have been is disrespectful, Tamar. I've been.
Hold on for a moment. What if I told you that the Braxton family's issue isn't actually Tamar? Miss E's mother may be the true problem. The situation has become more complex. Tamar is caught in the midst once more. Every time she posts something on social media, people are quick to criticize her, accusing her of being theatrical, attention-seeking, and resentful. However, Tamar won't accept full responsibility. She has publicly acknowledged that her mother influenced her behavior and attitude. She's also discussed her mental well-being and the process of recovering from previous injuries over time. Tamar has revealed that she was greatly impacted by her mother's animosity, particularly in regard to their father. Her way of navigating life and relationships is still influenced by these family dynamics, which had a long-lasting impact. Tamar's problems are obviously not unique to her. They are connected to her childhood.
Your mother run your life.
How dare he try to tell me how to raise my kids after he have abandoned us? He has some nerve.
Y'all have lives to live yourself, and she can't run her life, her home, and your home too.
You know what? Had you been home long enough to help me to raise them, it wouldn't be such a problem. But where were you? I'm there being in the street,
what did you do
doing whatever
all day?
you were
What
big
did you
enough
do
to do.
all day long?
What did you do?
What did you?
How did you act? What actions did you take? Let's be truthful. Tamar has told everyone about it. She has ensured that nothing is kept private, from the highs and lows of her relationship with Vincent Jr. to disputes with her sisters. Along the process, she has even burnt bridges. This year, the situation became much more complicated when she included Funky Donna in the drama, implying that she may have been attacked following a night out, or worse, that there were rumors about Tony's circle.
Steal anything.
You don't. You sold men.
Who's the man that I stole?
Tony's. You slept with them
Oh,
a few times.
Who? What man?
You not get the lead.
Bitch. Dirty low down ass bitch.
Oh, you're such a liar. Such a liar.
Tamar's dramatic methods were entertaining a few years ago, and they even contributed to her being a fan favorite in the early seasons of Braxton Family Values. Back then, people laughed and appreciated her enthusiasm. However, everyone has grown weary of her behavior over time. She seems to do something startling every year, and spectators are growing weary of what they perceive to be destructive behavior. Tamar frequently claims to be on a path to recovery, but many believe that things have only gotten worse. Some claim Tamar is in need of assistance. It's best to love her from a distance since she's tiresome. Unaware of how harsh she can be, she frequently feels attacked and seldom owns up to her mistakes. She's getting close to 50 and she still has disagreements with almost everyone. Although her drama is no longer shocking, others argue that it might be best for her to take a backseat before losing what little good reputation she still has. As usual, Tamar doesn't take criticism well and blames others rather than thinking about herself. She frequently blames Miss Evelyn, her mother. All of the Braxton sisters harbor some animosity and bitterness, but only Tamar has spoken it candidly. Now she links her actions to her upbringing, stating that she witnessed her mother's inability to let go of grudges as a child, particularly in the way Evelyn's marriage to Michael Braxton ended. This background contributes to the explanation of Tamar's current behavior.
Could say some things out her mouth that are really cutting.
But your daughters are being held emotionally hostage to your ex-wife's bitterness towards you.
Mm-hmm.
You and her need to get on the same side of the table and free those girls. Because the elephant in the room that nobody will talk about is Evelyn Braxton's attitude.
Evelyn and Michael separated more than 20 years ago when she discovered he was unfaithful. However, Evelyn's animosity and bitterness persisted. She was not the only one affected by her rage. It influenced how Tamar and her sisters deal with hurt and resentment in their personal relationships. They witnessed more than just their mother's bitterness as children. They took it in and allowed it to affect how they handled one another and responded to disputes. Even now,
I don't even think they look at me as a sister. They don't like me. We were very close as kids, very close as young adults, and now where we are in our lives, that relationship no longer serves us. And I would hate to keep arguing with them and keep building negative memories instead of building and relying and thinking of the good memories that we have.
even the oldest sister, Toni, who is frequently seen as the calmest, has a messy side. It's simply a bit more delicate. Their mother, Evelyn, has undoubtedly been poisonous and domineering. She allegedly made the kids take sides during her divorce from Michael, and those who sided with their father were subject to her most severe reactions. Evelyn and Tracy wanted to keep their relationship with their father intact, especially as she lived closest to him in Maryland, but this tension produced a wedge between them. That infuriated Evelyn, who is said to have harbored resentment for Tracy until her death. As the youngest, Tamar completely supported her mother throughout. According to reports, she hardly ever made decisions without first talking to Evelyn, which led to a severe codependency. Tamar's upbringing was influenced by this dynamic, which also had an impact on her relationships, personality, and dispute resolution skills. Over time, the sisters experienced long-lasting conflict and complex familial ties as a result of Evelyn's tendencies of control and favoritism.
Everything she said she thought was right.
Pitiful lie, too.
And as long as you agree with her, she's fine. And it's the same thing with y'all. If y'all don't agree with her, she is pissed. And it's time for y'all to stop letting your mother run y'all.
Tamar claims that her mother did more than simply impart resentment and bitterness. She always thought she was correct about everything and enjoyed being in charge. Evelyn was quick to silence Tamar and her sisters if they expressed a viewpoint that differed from her own, expecting them to blindly obey her commands. Tamar finds it particularly difficult to confront a mother due to the shame associated with continual reminders of how Evelyn reared all 6 children by herself following the departure of their father, Michael Sr. Tamar's childhood was influenced by that setting, which taught her to obey her mother even when she didn't agree. The sisters' relationships became strained and complex as a result of this dynamic over time. Even now, almost 20 years later, Evelyn still harbors hatred and wrath, which frequently impacts her daughters. Tamar's life, behavior, and relationships with her family are still impacted by the control and resentment patterns she experienced as a child.
I know if you're picking up what I'm putting down. So looking at Tina Knoll and her children, and looking at Evelyn Braxton and her girl, it's proof to me that forgiveness or unforgiveness and bitterness can trickle down to your kids. I feel like Tina Knoll is the reason why Solange and Beyonce are able to persevere and press through adversity with grace and poise. I know this is a weird way to put it, but Beyonce and Solange was able to see their parents go through a healthy divorce. Even Miss Tina acknowledged that they did not go back and forth. And honestly, she had every reason to be bitter and not forgive him for having an outside baby on her. And then on the other hand, we can look at Miss Evelyn Braxton and see why her daughters are still on each other's neck. And
people are supporting Tamar because it's evident how Evelyn Braxton set the standard for disrespect and how Tamar was impacted by her actions over time. Evelyn is the type of mom who, if you look closely, might unintentionally leave long-lasting wounds. She stands in for a lot of toxic moms who raise their kids to seem strong on the outside while having mental health issues on the inside. Evelyn has been the focal point of much of the conflict in the Braxton family, which has always had problems. She frequently exercised control over her girls, requiring them to stick together no matter what, even if they didn't get along. Tamar is frequently used as the scapegoat for the sisters' long-standing disputes due to her outspoken and daring demeanor. Evelyn's actions affected the family's interactions over time, causing the sisters to harbor bitterness and unresolved emotions. It's understandable why Tamar has been candid about her challenges and experiences. She is merely illustrating the effects of growing up in that setting. What are your thoughts on this scenario, everyone? Remember to like and subscribe, and let us know what you think in the comments.